Breaking news.
Breaking news. We're here at nowhere, and we're just gonna talk about behind the scenes.
Yeah, welcome to this video is going to be a little bit different. We often come out just to relax. We've got a little spot. It's like 18, 19 miles from our house. This is on the backside of Mount Lemmon. It's peaceful. I mean, hardly anybody knows this road. I mean, you'll very seldom do you see people drive this road. It's a dirt road up on the backside, but not Control Road 38. This road goes up to Control Road 38 that you might have
seen in one of the other videos.
But we come out here and we relax and we talk and we decided to take you guys with us on this one, and maybe we can talk about a little bit of behind the scenes of our previous videos that didn't make it on film, and and we have some stories for you, don't we, hon?
We do.
Our last video that we did, we went down to into the Redfield Canyon, and this is the second time we've been down there, but we went down a different route. And the road that we went on, it got really rough. I mean, there was like a big boulder, and the Bronco probably could have gone over the boulder, but didn't want it. It wasn't worth tearing anything up. So we parked it and we walked the rest of the road to the trailhead, which was it was exactly 1.2 miles to the trailhead to get down into Redfield Canyon. So we head down there, and I thought it was going to be a little easier than our last trail down Redfield Canyon, and no, it was not. So so the trail is really hard, to spot, even in the daylight. So we made it down into Redfield Canyon. So I'm taking point and walking up to the creek, and then all of a sudden I hear, and I see a big old rattlesnake curled up, and he looked mean. And I said, "Whoa, we're not going that way." I waited a minute or so to see if he was going to sliver off somewhere, but no, he said, "This is my spot." So we had to find another way, down into the creek, which we did. And
it was yeah, another way down into the creek.
Yeah,
that's where we ended up.
Yeah, into the creek, and that's the trail, because we were looking for a trail up to the cliff house. So we discovered, just like in Aravapa, the creek is the trail for the most part.
Yeah. It was all fun and games until we got to the creek.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they're like, this is a perfect home. They'd be like, oh no, I'm not. That's why you need it up, because the tsunami, or like if something happened, they'll just.
Oh, you're talking about a monsoon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I bet it would be like a tsunami.
Yeah, because well, you could probably see in the video, because we started recording once we hit the creek and we started walking, and you could see all the tree debris where the water rose pretty high. So you could see all that. But we finally, we made it to the cliff house. We did our little video and everything. It was starting to get a little bit late. And we start heading back. And we're running out of time, because in the canyon, it gets dark sooner than it does up top. And before we know it, we're racing to get up there. Jack is like wore out, and he's saying, leave me here to die. Leave me here to die.
Literally, I was saying that. I was like, oh, that's a good spot. We made it.
Oh, and I always try to stay prepared, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. And I had the flashlight when we left the Bronco, and I took it out because it's a heavy flashlight. And I swear, we didn't have any kind of lighting, and it was pitch black by the time we reached halfway up to the top of the canyon. And so I'm using my my cell phone flashlight, and that's all I have. And the trail at certain points, when you have the big boulders that you're walking on, I mean, it's hard to determine, what is the trail and what's not the trail. And I have to hold the flashlight to see where I'm going. So I go a few steps, and then I take my phone and shine it on them because they're behind me. And so they can see to get up to my point, and then a little bit further I'd go, and et cetera, et cetera. We finally made it to the top, and it was pitch black. We just set our butts down in the middle of this dirt road and just sat there, and we probably rested for like 30 minutes, I would say.
It was rough in the daylight. It was even rougher in the dark where you couldn't see the person in front of you. Lesson learned, always take your flashlight.
Yeah, and we did run into another rattlesnake down in the canyon too. I walked by it. It didn't rattle. And I didn't see it because you have like this grass and stuff down there. And I didn't see it. And Jack is behind me, and Sherry is behind Jack. And all of a sudden, I hear, but this one, it sounded like a baby one. Yeah, that might be why it didn't rattle, right away when I, crossed its path. But there was actually 2 rattlesnakes, and that's pretty rare. We've been in a lot of places, and you don't see too many rattlesnakes, but we saw 2. Well, actually, I saw 1. We didn't see that second one. But we heard them, and we beat it out of there real quick.
Yeah.
But
And like, if it's a baby and it bites you, like, you gotta go to a hospital right like away. It's like, phew. But like, if it's an adult, you still have to go to the hospital. But they only use that for like their food source.
The poison for their food source, yes. And the babies don't know how to control their poison, but the adults do. Very good, Jack. But anyway, we made it up to the top, but we still had 1.2 miles to get to the Bronco. And it was a long walk in the pitch black, but we had the flashlight there on the phone, and my battery was in the red. And I was thinking this thing's gonna die. But we made it, and made it out of there. Good times. But yeah, that's a little bit of behind the scenes that we didn't get footage of because that was the least of our concerns at that time.
You were just supposed to stand in out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have we can talk about Peppersauce Cave. You want to talk about Peppersauce Cave?
That was, Peppersauce Cave. After driving by.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
The cave itself is not bad. It's the getting up to the cave where that's a rough climb, getting up into the cave.
Yeah. You got one section there. You've got some like roots, tree roots or something. You have some branches or something you can hold on to. And it's not a problem if you're adult. Jack had the problem. His legs just aren't long enough. But you go ahead. I'm sorry I took off.
No, that's fine. That's what we're here for, right? That's conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that section is really rough right there. The caves, not so bad. it's maneuvering. You go from standing up to belly crawling to crawling on your hands and knees, and then you can stand up, but then you got to turn sideways and scoochy, and then as soon as you get through the scoochy, you got to drop back down on your knees. And
do not carry a big, heavy backpack when you go into Peppersauce Cave. I learned my lesson.
The first time when we
The
didn't
first
get very
time,
far.
yeah. And when we were running out of light, I'm like, oh my God. So we had to come back. And then I thought we had explored it, and I come back and I look at the Peppersauce Cave map that I had on the computer, and I'm thinking, we were nowhere near close. So you're going to be seeing us back at Peppersauce Cave doing more exploring, because that place is pretty big.
We barely got into it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it was creepy, too. There was some really, because I know it didn't do it when I was filming, but when I was back and I was editing, it would, the film would have what do you call it, like a siren, or
The humming.
The humming, yeah. It was just weird. And then that mist that just started coming out from everywhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was bad. I mean, it was hard to see. Visibility was getting really bad. It was already hard in the dark. But
at least we had light.
Yeah, we had light that time.
Because in the dark, you're like, oh, this is slippery road. And then you're one of the ghosts.
Well, in the first Peppersauce video, I'm going through what they call the birthing canal. And Sherry says, well, let me take this and shine the light through this hole, because she thought it went down and would give me light. And she took it and put it in there, and it was like pitch black. Couldn't see nothing.
It does go through, so in theory it should have worked. But in actuality, when I lifted it up like that, I took the light away from you. If I could have gotten it more at an angle, you wouldn't have had a lot of light in the birthing canal, but you would have seen light at the end, because it's not that long.
No. But I'm like, oh, I couldn't see nothing. It was black. Oh my goodness. So what did you think about the Peppersauce Cave?
I think, like, actually, fun thing that I liked it, but like the fun thing is Gabriel, which is the name of the angel. They saved my dad because we were going down, and like Gabriel saved my dad's life.
Okay, yeah, Gabriel, he's somebody that we met there in the first video. And he happened to be behind me because he was helping us get down. And I got down, and I'm trying to help Jack get down. And Jack, I thought maybe I would be able to handle him, but Jack's a pretty big boy. He came down all his weight, and if it wasn't for Gabriel being behind me, I probably would have went off that cliff. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the hard part about getting up into and then coming back down.
Yep.
And then if you're even the slightest bit afraid of heights, that's kind of scary, because I'm afraid of heights too. I managed to control it, but coming down like that, and you look down, and that's a good drop.
I'm not afraid of heights. I'm just afraid of hitting the bottom really, really hard. I used to jump out of planes in the Army, so I'm not.
It's not the fall; it's the sudden stop at the end.
Yeah.
It's like you're flying, and then you're not flying anymore.
That sudden stop.
Now, see, yeah, Peppersauce wasn't so bad. It was easier the second time, obviously.
Yeah.
The thing about in the cave is the walls are muddy too, because you're in the mountain, and it had been raining because we've had monsoons. So the walls were muddy
and slippery too. The floor was slippery in some spots, but it was like sticky in other spots.
Yeah, and in some spots,
but it all looked the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in some spots it was the sand. So
Yeah.
yeah, we were really muddy after that one.
Oh yeah, we were filthy.
It's a good thing I was wearing my black shirt, but this isn't the black one. This is me.
Yep.
Yeah. Your merch, huh?
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, one of these days we'll set up a shop or something and sell his t-shirts to his fans. And Jack really likes his merch.
Yeah.
So, okay, we did Peppersauce 1 and Peppersauce 2, and then we did Redfield Canyon. What did we...
Redfield. It's Redfield Canyon.
Yeah, Redfield Canyon. Oh, the Ghost Town Trail was before that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's the one we had Carson with us.
Yeah. He's our number,
He's 7.
Number 7?
He's number 7.
Number 7 child.
So you have so many kids you can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, I really liked that, except that the cemetery.
That was spooky.
Yeah, there was something going on there that I just didn't expect. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. I've
had my fair share, in my life of having encounters with strange things, but wasn't really expecting that. I said it, and I'm recording, and I'm going through the cemetery, and this is in Pierce. This is the Pierce Cemetery, and I'm going through there, and I'm recording, and I'm recording the graves, and there was a lot of graves that were marked baby boy, baby girl, no names, just baby boy, baby girl, baby boy, baby girl, and talking about the pandemic that was the flu in 1918, I believe it was. And I'm talking about that, and then all of a sudden I look at my phone because I'm recording with my Apple phone there, and it wasn't recording, and I know I pushed the button to record it, so I had to go. So I started doing some more recording, and then, you all right?
I started coughing.
Oh, and then I discovered that the mic had gone out. It was really weird. And then we're outside the cemetery, and I'm explaining on the video that that the mic went out, and while I'm talking about the mic going out, the mic went out again.
Yeah.
So
that was, and while you were doing that, that's when I had gone in to pick up the flag, because when we were sitting there after we came out the first time, there was that little area, and we went to sit down there, and I was reading the signs and stuff, and because it lists who all was buried in there and locations and stuff like that, like specifically for like the soldiers that were buried there, and it was somebody in Lincoln's administration. I don't remember exactly. Somebody that had been. Anyway, yeah. And I saw the sign that said, "If you see the flags on the ground, pick them up and put them here, and they'll be taken care of properly." And well, the first flag we hadn't read that sign. We didn't see that sign before we went into the cemetery, so we had picked the one up and put it in the one that it looked like it would have gone on to, and but I had seen the one laying down, so you went to go and redo your mic stuff, and I went in to get the flag up off the ground that I saw there, and when I was coming back out, that's when I heard somebody walking behind me, but it wasn't anybody there. Yeah.
We were the only ones there.
Yeah, and it wasn't an animal or anything, because I turned around and looked, and there was nothing there behind me, but I could hear somebody walking. So I moved rather quickly out of there.
Yeah, and then Jack, you had what was it that you heard?
It was like a voice. It was saying, "Hey."
Yeah.
That was like a crazy one.
Yeah, but that, we didn't have any other. No, we did have a problem there at the Cortland jail.
Yeah, the Cortland. Yeah.
Did this? It was was it the video or the record? I think it was the video.
You had to. Yeah, it was the video. You had to go back and re-video it.
Yeah, never had a problem before and since. But
We
there,
were almost back to the car because it was starting to rain, and we were trying to get on to the.
and we had to go back and
We had to go back up and
re-record, and yeah,
and then when we going through, it's Gleason, right? Was the
Gleason, yep.
going through Gleason when we stopped up there in that area because we were going to take that road because we were going to come in on that road to Gleason, and we couldn't. The road was blocked off. We had stopped where we stopped to have lunch, and they had the road blocked off. So we came around. When we got to Gleason, we went to see how far on that road we could go.
That's where we met the
Skip.
Skip.
That was Skip.
Yeah, we met Skip, and he was a good guy. Yeah, we were going to go up on it, but the road was so bad. It was more like it was a bad walking trail. That's how bad it was getting. And so we decided we are going to turn around, but we stopped there,
take a little break
and everything. And then Skip, he lives there up there in the mountains. He came down to see if we were okay because he was surprised that we made it that far. And we talked to him for quite a while.
Yeah.
There, yeah. I told him about Jack's YouTube videos, and yeah, he was all excited about that.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to subscribe. He might be a subscriber. So Skip, if you're watching, hey bud.
And we'll make it to the place that you told us about.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We will.
Yeah, and we stopped at the ruins there on the way back, and that's when because it started raining.
Yeah.
And the border patrol was coming by,
telling everybody you
don't go that way.
Yep, don't go that way. But we went that way anyway. Yep. And that's where I got the lightning video I put on the what is they call it, the little community or something there on our channel, on Jack's channel. I can't remember what it's called, but I've got that. We actually got a thumbs up on that. So
yay. Then that's when we stopped. That was after we had made it through that part, because the part where they were helping somebody get unstuck was not that bad for us when we went through.
Mm-mm.
But that's how quick it changes here. And then we had stopped to, I think he aired the tires back up.
Yeah, Bubba's.
He aired the tires back up because we were. That's where
one of the border patrol was sitting there, and
and he was telling us not to go into
Dragoon.
He told us to go into Wilcox, but we went through Dragoon anyway. And it's actually probably a good thing that we did, because when we got to the interstate, that's where the accident was. So if we had been coming down instead of up where we were, we would have probably been right in that. Yeah. It was raining, and it was raining really hard, and somebody must have hydroplaned and spun because it was only the one vehicle. Yeah,
and that's where we were on the interstate, because we have a short section of interstate that we have to travel on before we get onto our regular road to go back home. And we're on and there was like a cactus where lightning had struck it, and it was on fire.
Yeah, the fire department was already there. Probably they were going for the accident, and ended up stopped there at because the cactus was burning in the median.
Yeah, it was in the medium of the interstate, and lightning had struck it, and it was on fire. It was a burning cactus.
And that's the one because Carson was with us, that's the one when we got home, the storm had been so bad that it took out our power.
Yeah.
Because we got home and there was no power.
Yeah, we didn't get power until like the next morning. It was like the next morning.
That's what they said. It would be like 12 o'clock. We'd get the power back on, but actually it was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We just have some weak power. It's like somebody breathed and the power goes out.
Yeah.
Well, it was like that for a couple of weeks. Huh?
Yes, it was.
I think in that short time period that we lost power like 4 times. A couple weeks in a 2-week period.
So I'd like to talk about some of the ideas that I have of places that I'd like to go, and I have it on my map. One of them is the gravesite to Johnny Ringo. I'd like to go there, and then at the same time, I'd like to Turkey Creek up in those mountains there, which is where uh, shoot, Buckskin Frank is all I can think of. Buckskin Frank is who I think, and I'm not alone. A lot of people think is who killed Johnny Ringo, because the story goes that Buckskin Frank was chasing Ringo and then shot him. But they were riding in the mountains there to the point where Johnny Ringo was killed. But Buckskin Frank was from a place near Pierce, Arizona. So I'd like to really dig into that history and do a good video about that. I think that would be very interesting. And then Skip was talking about a place that
Yeah, I have it written down, but you had looked around there. It was because we were talking about the way the road was, the narrow, not so great
oh
dirt
well,
road. But I don't remember what it was called, but I do have it written down.
okay, I'll look at it again. There's some other places I'd like to. I just can't think of them right now.
Yeah. Well, we did Fairbank. Fairbank was kind of nice. We actually went to Fairbank twice.
Yeah, but we didn't film the
The
first
first time.
time. Yeah. Um,
That
but
was a
there's
rough
some.
ride.
Yeah, there's some other places that is south of Fairbanks where John Wayne he did the movies and things down there. It's not like the tourist attraction of this Tombstone or Tucson Studios or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I want to try to avoid things like that. I like to, I think it's fun to do things that off the beaten path. Yep.
Because there's like we did Saguaro National Park. We did the West Saguaro National Park, and there's also the East Saguaro. But those are places that, like, if you were to come into Arizona to Tucson, those are like the major spots where everybody goes there. And if you're in on a weekend, it's crowded. And then let's see, where else? Oh, the Chiricahuas. Oh,
Yeah, okay,
man,
we're definitely going to go back to the Chiricahuas because that was our first video. And I had one camera, and I wasn't even thinking about using my cell phone. Let me get it. This is the only camera I had, and this is what we made our first video. I mean, actually, it's not a bad camera. It's just, and it does videos. But this is what I used. It's the only thing I had, and I had it strapped around my neck, and it turned out all jerky, and it was windy up there too. So, but we really need to really go back to the Chiricahuas, even though it's like a national thing. And lucky for me, we get in there free because I've got a card.
because you're a veteran.
Yeah, and it's a lifetime pass. Let me see if I can find it. So if you're a veteran, you can get one of these, and it's America the Beautiful cards. And if you're a veteran, you can get one of these and go into any national monument, any national park. It's also good for Bureau of Land Management, not state land. Now, it's not good for that. You'll still have to get permits for that. It's not good for state parks. But anything national, unless it's unless they say otherwise, like Aravapa, you do have to get a permit with that.
Yeah.
So.
I actually had a camera just like that.
Well, that's the one I gave you. You talking about the silver one?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yep, that was our first video, and that's when we ran into those little things at the end. I didn't Cotamundis, and they were so cute because they had all their little babies, and I couldn't get any good footage. I mean, I think I put it in the video anyway, but because that was a rarity to see all that, and
yeah. I got good pictures of the Codys.
Yeah,
their babies. Yeah,
yeah,
that was. They were cute.
yeah. And there's not a lot of people when we were there. We were there twice because we went to Echo Canyon.
Yeah.
And did that 4-mile hike that killed me. I think it killed us all.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was so glad that one was over. That wore me out. It wore Jack out.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack and I were telling each other, we can do it. We can do it.
The longest 4 miles of my life right there. Oh, but it was beautiful. It really was. I mean, it's just so beautiful.
Oh, and we got to see the turkeys too.
Yeah, and the turkeys, but I didn't get any footage of the turkeys. My camera, I already put it away.
My video wasn't that great that I had, so.
Yeah.
And then we walked to the faraway ranch. We did that hike there.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah. Got a lot of history out of that. That's just.
Yeah. And we did Bowie there, Fort Bowie.
Oh yeah, that was.
And then we get up to we took that trail, and it was in some spots kind of rough, but it wasn't altogether. It wasn't that bad of a trail. And then we were seeing all these people and thinking we didn't see them because there's a shortcut cheater way.
You know what?
Without the trail.
I'm glad we took the way we did.
Yeah.
Because there's so much along the way that you see, like the cemetery. They have the
little hutch thing.
Yeah, the little hut there that you can it's a replica, but
yeah,
that you can go in there, and it was really nice. Remember that, Jack?
And I was standing there reading the sign and missed the deer jumping.
Yeah. Right in front of us.
Yeah, right in front of us.
Well, now we would like to talk about some of the places that we would like to go to in the future. What? In the future. I have my eyes set on Johnny Ringo's gravesite. So you'll probably see a video of that. Sherry was talking about going back to the Cochise Stronghold and doing some of those because there's longer hikes there and exploring a little bit of that. Jack, is there any place that you would like to go back to?
Not like right now. I can't think of any place.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So, of the places that we've gone to, what do you think your favorite was?
All of them.
All of them? Okay. The Claypool Tunnel. I like that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of history there. Chiricahuas. Need to go back to Chiricahuas, do a better video of that. And I love the Cochise Mountain there that looks like Cochise's face there in the mountain. I really like that. We have a lot of places. There's turquoise mines too that I'd like to go to. Yeah. That I think would be really interesting. But well,
someplace that we didn't film, but we went to last summer was the when we went to up by Sholo and the lake there. We weren't filming videos then.
Sholo. I'm trying to think. Sholo.
Up in the mountains, Pine Top.
Oh,
We
yeah.
film, and they have that lake up there.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah,
We
because
get up there and it's like, what was it, like 100 degrees here? And it was like 57 degrees there,
Yeah.
raining. Yeah, that was a really nice spot. And we had to get under the Bronco top there to get
yeah,
to eat our sandwiches.
yep,
Yeah, that was, yeah, that, we have to go there and we have to
Yeah.
show people that spot. It's on the Apache, White Apache Reservation, and it's up in the White Mountains. And we definitely need to do a video of that area because it's so beautiful, so peaceful. Now there are people there, but it's not. When we were there, it wasn't really overcrowded, and it was really really nice.
yeah.
So yeah, that's a good idea, hon. Yeah. So
Ding.
yeah, ding. Not so treacherous. Ding. So
Sketchy.
sketchy. That's what it was. Sketchy. Ding. We get that from there's a YouTuber. He's what is his off road recovery?
Yeah.
Matt's off road recovery. Search on YouTube for Matt's off road recovery because his videos are really good. What he does, he's a lot of people, they get stuck out there, off roading and things, and he's got these wreckers, and he goes and he rescues them, but his videos are really good. Oh, and a shout out to White Dog Overland. Yeah, White Dog Overland. I watch his videos. Excellent videos. He's got this drone. He does drone footages and things like that. I mean, absolutely beautiful footage. And
he runs in our same circles as us.
yeah, he does a lot of the same places we do, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hope to meet up with him sometime. But anyway, I guess we're gonna close this out, and I if you like it, give it a thumbs up, and we'll do more of these. We'll make a separate playlist to put these videos on.
Chats.
Yeah, little chats, just little get-togethers, and subscribe, like, because we really need it because we want to buy a tent. And if we can get 500 subscribers and I don't know how many hours of people watching, that YouTube will start paying Jack and I and Sherry. So, yeah. And they'll buy us a tent so we could do. Yeah, I'd love to do some camping out because that would be really cool.
Then we could go a little bit further, maybe Grand Canyon-ish way.
Yeah, the Mongolian Rim, all north of that. It's not Mongolian. It's, what is it called? It's Mogollon. Yeah, Rim, places like that. Because right now we're kind of like we can only go so far because we have to get back home the same day. So I hope you enjoyed this. If we start getting a bunch of thumbs down, then we'll say, "Oop, we won't do this again."
Yeah.
So, but it was enjoying talk to you, and hey, it's all about having some fun.
Yeah.
Yep, all about fun, and it doesn't cost you a whole lot of money. It doesn't, because the places we go to, it doesn't cost anything except for a little bit of gas. Yep. So we'll see you guys next time on our next adventure. Bye.
Switch out husbands.